is just basically going to be doing a lot of this is going to be doing a lot of like makeup and nail designs, and a lot of it is also going to show you you know, relationship advice and stuff, but you know, that's just how I be. But I already started my foundation. I already did my foundation, so I'm gonna start off with a little bit of Milk. It's just called Milk Makeup. It's a setting spray. I usually use it all the time when I'm done with my foundation. So I use it to spray. Whew. I feel like a brand new person. Once you do that, you're going to use, I recommend using this Air Spun Loose Face Powder. This face powder is basically going to kind of set the tone for your face. So where is it? So therefore I'm gonna do a little set. You only do a little tiny piece. You don't do a lot because you don't want your whole face to look weird. So just do it under, like, little stuff under the eyes. Yeah, under the eyes. So that way, when you do take pictures and stuff, it'll come out really pretty and be able to kind of look at it differently. So let's see. I don't want you guys to think that I'm taking this long, because I know you guys are not gonna look at this video and be like, oh my god, this is so long. So yes, so basically, like, I'm messy with my thing, so I like to get the whole spread. So I like to get the whole spread going, so that when I put the setter and I do all this other things and I initially start my eyeliner and my eyeshadow, it'll be a matte color, and you don't want it. And once you do this, you want to make sure you get everything going, so that once you put your eyeshadow, it'll automatically set and it won't be a cakey color. Now what we're going to use one of my lovely palettes that I love using real quick. But before we do that, I'm gonna do the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. It looks messy, don't mind it. I use it all the time, that's why it's messy. But I usually use a little tiny spread, and I spread it throughout the eye so that my eye doesn't look bright. Sometimes I use it on actual eye too, just to give it a little good dent, so that everything is setted and stuff like that. But yeah, I want you guys to like this video and be able to, you know, create different ideas with this video and be able to go and do these makeup. Like I said, this look, this reddish ruby type look, this is basically you can use this in a party, if you have an event to go to. You can also use this, which, you know, I recommend because I use this look a lot of times. So I slowly recommend. But yes, so once you're done with that, what I like to do mainly is I like to use, I'm sorry, I'm so good. I like to just start with the Beauty palette. Now I'm gonna use these different colors. It's kind of James Charles, so this is kind of like a little, it's kind of similar, but it's not, because James Charles, like, I have the palette and it's way better. So yeah, let's start. Okay, so first I'm going to use my brush. You know, I like to tap the brush before using it. So what we're going to start with today, we're going to start with a little bit of this red here. And we're going to just tap it real quick, this red. I want you guys to see it. Let me just put it closer to you guys. It's going to be this color right here. Then I'm going to tap and then I'm going to use. And this is just a starter. So this is just going to be this little starter. And then we're going to blend it so that it looks a little better. then, you know, it depends. So and it doesn't look crazy. So there, right? So I don't want to use a lot of it because at the same time I like to blow it before I put it. I know in the beginning I didn't, which is totally my bad, but it always depends on what you want to do. If you want to change that, if you want to put it differently, you can also do that too. But it always depends on how you want to start it. Okay, so now after I use a little bit of this, I sometimes take time to kind of let the brush set, and then I'm going to use this one on the bottom. It's kind of a similar, but it's also like a little more red than the top one. And I'm going to use that, and I'm lightly going to tap it. And I'm going to put it right here on the top. So that way it gives it a nice like color palette. Therefore, it gives it like a dark shader than the original one. So that way you'll really see the change in the dynamics. So this one I'm gonna go a little differently because of the fact that I used a red, it was so dark. So what I like to use is this. So you're gonna use this one right here next to the palette that I just used, not this one, but this one right next to it. And that way you're gonna use it and put it under the eye, only on the lids. Blow it before you put it on there. And I put it right here. Just so it gives it a nice like shimmer color. I do recommend this because of the fact that the pigment just slowly blends, and I like I like the way that it does blend because it gives it a nice texture of color that I really like. Okay, so now, I'm gonna do a little bit of different now. I'm gonna add a little bit of black. And with this black right here, let me show you guys. This black right here on this very top corner, I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use that just a little bit. And I'm going to tap it, put it directly on the corners. Just so I can give it a nice dark texture. So that way when the liner hits, it'll hit perfectly. So you guys see the dark colors, so that the black kind of just gives it character. I want you guys to see. Right there. I make weird faces, guys, so don't be mindful. So you see right here, right there. Sometimes I do make a mistake and I use it so that way just nicely go back to the same red color and that texture, so that way when you're using the black, it's not like defining the whole color, it's just using the similar ones where everything all blends out and everything is looking great and not everything is like all apart and stuff like that. I do see I have a little mistakes, which is, you know, I'm human, I make the mistakes. So I put a little concealer on that one so that it covers most of it. So I see that, and so far it looks really good. This is how the look looks a little bit. If you want, right here, so if you want, you can do a little bit of red. on each side. Sometimes I recommend that sometimes when you're doing this color, you gotta go with the crease so that it gives it the dark color that you're looking for, and everything is even, so now it looks phenomenal. So now what we're going to do is a little bit, I use this liner, so I like to kind of darken, you know, kind of darken my eyebrows a little bit, so that way everything is kind of blended together and it doesn't look crazy. So then with this eyeliner, I am going to quickly do eyeliner. Now, for this one, I genuinely use a pen. I do recommend that you use, you can use any one. You can use a pen, or you can use, if you want, you can use a liquid. I like to start off with a pen because with the pen, it's easy for me to go back to it with the liquid liner, and it lets me know what exactly I should have, so that everything just channels out everything. So what I'm going to do is get my liquid liner with this liner, it's called Milani. Waterproof Stay Put Matte Eyeliner. I really recommend this because it's so liquidy and it makes everything so smooth to the point where I don't have to worry about any type of like anything, you know, missing or anything that's like, it just goes straight through. As you can see, it goes right here, goes right, and a little bit of this, because as you can see, I want everything to be perfect. So then I use the liner. As you can see, like, it's very loose. Sometimes though, the upside about this though, sometimes I have to reuse it again to get that that winded texture, because I'm trying to get that defined level. And so once I have that, it makes it easy for me to do the exact same thing with the other one. So this I recommend strongly and heavily. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to apply this. My also liner, I like to give myself a little bit of a black ruby color. So when I do this, I know I look crazy. So I'm gonna do my red lipstick, because I'm doing a red look. And I'm basically going to so right now, I'm just creasing everything so that everything looks great. It looks fine. So now this is my final look. For my next video, it depends on if this video is like really good. For my last video, I did do a TikTok, and I told people if I get more views on that, that I was going to do more of those TikTok tutorials for you guys. This is the final look. Also, definitely subscribe, like, you know, do your thing. And I hope to make more videos with you guys.